Happy Lionsgate. I haven't made a video in a while, and it only makes sense for me to make a video today. I'm a little low energy today, so I still wanted to just move forward in this and come on anyway, and say hello to everyone. Give me 1 second. I'll wait for some of you to come in before I actually get started. But I hope you guys are doing well, man. It's been a lot of craziness. Craziness that I don't know if I really want to talk about or not. I will see how I feel a little later. Let me see. Let me put my, of course, Cash App information in. For those of you that are down to support, as always, with any kind of donations and contributions to the conversation, that is always welcome, because it takes a lot sometimes to channel into all of this kind of stuff. So it's greatly appreciated. My Cash App is tarenguy, Venmo at tarenguy, and PayPal link is in the description. Hey everybody. I probably won't make this video too long either. But yeah, Lionsgate, Truthgate. Hi Leon Style, hello. So I'll get right into it. Of course, if you miss anything, if you are later on in the video and you are not live, you can always fast forward and such. But here we have 888. I say 888 because a lot of people are forgetting that 2024 equals 8. Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know, somehow forgot that. So this is 888 2024. And 888's 8 times 3 is 24. So there's this real wheel or circle or cyclical mathematical makeup of a code that is actually existing today. So this is a real what we call gate. I don't know if we want to stay calling it a gate. There's a lot of terms, and I wanted to address the terms because a lot of the New Age community that has started at least almost a decade ago in its popularity has named or coined a lot of the sayings for these types of things. Lionsgate being one of them. But we got to think about first of all, I know it's Leo season. Second of all, what's up with this whole gate reference? We're so ancient and we're so futuristic that, gates seem a little weak when we're talking about portals, when we're talking about doors, openings, closings, new beginnings and endings. I don't think gate is really a reference. I think it sounds nice. We had the Lion's Gate, the Hollywood lion gate. I'm just come on, guys. Let's think about the reference point first of all and see if it still resonates. At this point, my spirit is not entering gates in the cosmos. If I see a gate, I'm going the other way, because all that means is that I'm being sent to a motherfucking facility, to an immigration facility, a quarantine facility. Anything that's telling me I'm going toward a gate is about to capture my motherfucking ass. So my perspective has changed greatly based upon a lot of the traumatic experiences, both astrally and physically, that I have endured and experienced. That is just my personal reference point to say that Lion's Gate for me does not resonate as a PowerPoint of a thing. So if we're gonna say gate, I would rather it be the truth gate. Now, here's the thing. I've spoken about in the past. I've spoken about how the wavelengths of today's technology is going super fast, where it's been super exhausting for the human spirit. It's been really exhausting for the human spirit to operate on a thought pattern that can keep up with the technology that is operating on a super fast wave pattern that collects the thought. You guys with me on that? So as we go back in time, whether we're going back in time to 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and beyond, backwards, the layer of time is basically densified and slowed down. So the process of thought always was given a pocket of relief to be held in a space of thought before it manifested, before it dropped down in frequency to either become a manifestation or stay as a thought. So there was like a process of choice. You know, if you think about something, you were back in, like, let's say 1950 and you were having your thought forms, your thought patterns, and you know, there was a bubble, even with the slow moving waves back then, where your thought was safe, or your thoughts were safe enough to be held before it even allowed itself to go to the next level or the next step. Everybody's thoughts do not need to manifest. If all of our thoughts manifested immediately, I think that's actually what's kind of happening on a different level today. It is exhausting to the human spirit that's really trying to manifest a densified, solidified life for today and the future, when thought doesn't even get a chance to be held for a certain amount of time. So I say that because getting back to this whole Lionsgate thing, we're in a really annoying time where we have to somehow listen to what we're really saying, know what we mean when we're saying it, and watching what we say. A lot of free-flowing people, such as myself, that can feel very daunting, because it's not safe to be incorrect in your phonetics and your thought nowadays, because it can be used against you. How so? Well, phonetically, when I say lion, there is a fast-moving technology that is AI-based that works along with our thought form, wave thoughts, thought patterns, that picks it up as phonetics, not knowing anything else. Very algorithmic, let's say, very automatic, an automatic system. It's not good or bad, it's just a system that picks up the phonetics of what you say. And when I say lion, there's a phonetics that automatically places it in the space of me saying lying. Like someone is lying. Why are you lying? Like lying, lion. So when I say the word lion, there is a technical base that will say, place in my life, my manifestation, and misunderstand my phonetics when I say lion and turn that into lion, which kind of mixes up the message a little bit and causes some confusion from my thought form to what I say into my actual life of what I experience. So it's crazy because it's like the most sacred words now can be turned against a person, such as the word lion. when I tapped into just the lion, the animal, the lion, right? There was like an agreement in a sense of where, at least with my connection, where this animal spirit basically said, until everything is slowed down in frequency, use the word Zion and let the word lion be used for what it is instead. So now I can say Zion's Gate. When I say Zion's Gate or Zion Gate, in replacing the word lion, there's now a specific thing to where the program does not know where to place it. So therefore it goes into another area called the human thought form that goes away from AI, because AI can't identify it. The program cannot identify me changing lion to Zion. Not quick enough, because it's a sacred thing. So creating like sacred sayings or sacred remixes of certain things, and knowing that one of the very real wars against our thought form is based upon quick moving technologies or waveforms that have no that can't let something stick. It's just kind of like airy. It's so airy that it just goes in, it goes out, and it comes back in, and it just kind of like just creates this weird energy form. I'll stop right there and see. Someone said I changed COVID into Hovid. Wow. Hey everybody. So that was one thing. So I just wanted to just to kind of like bring awareness to just phonetically speaking. There's so many examples too. So many examples. I catch myself all the time. Know what you mean when you say it, but also say it in a way where, and this brings an awareness to just your inner ear to whatever you're saying. It also brings language awareness to yourself. So as annoying as it possibly could be to watch your words and listen to what you say, you'll never say the wrong thing, but you can always recorrect and redirect. So that's just one thing that I wanted to say or bring up about this Zion Gate, Lion Gate, Lion. Or just say it differently, like Lion. Something, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Also lately I've been really low energy because I've been sensing a lot of holographic activity that really need to feed off of real human soul and human resonance in order to survive. It's sort of kind of like being the charger to another being, another person that is not from here, don't belong here, but needs to solidify its status here. So there's always a host that it needs to link to in order to get more energy. A lot of them are walking around mostly at night. Mostly at night. I live in Los Angeles, so a lot of the experimentation for this type of holographic experimentation happens here in LA. It happens here in Los Angeles. It is a portal for Los Angeles to somehow be experimented on. It has been draining being here. I can't even explain it. I've been tired all the time. I know exactly where it's coming from. I've been shown a lot of things in my dream state. And I just wanted to talk about that just for a second. Because at this point, Lionsgate, Zion Gate, whatever the fuck this is, it don't really mean nothing to me right now. I know everybody's probably making a video about it. Everybody's doing their rituals. Dude, it's a number sequence right now that is on point. End of story, period, point blank. In my perspective, there are no special portals and gates opening and closing right now. If anything, sometimes it's, we have to ask ourselves, well, why? Like, where are we going? What are we doing? Are we just saying that? Because there's a lot of ego-based, more new age ideas that need everything to be special, such as 8/8. Sometimes 8/8 is just August motherfucking 8th. You know what I'm saying? So it gets a little annoying sometimes too, because we didn't do this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We ain't do this. You know what I'm saying? We just made this such a big deal within like the last 10 to 12 years in just specifically specifying and celebrating things that are now becoming a worldwide phenomenon of a ritual that nobody really fucking understands. It's funny because I got on my Tiger's print hat. And it's crazy because I programmed this hat to protect my crown. Like, to protect my motherfucking crown. It is like a real ancient tiger on top of my head. Like, I have been in a trance-like state around music where I closed my eyes and this hat literally turned into a fucking holographic tiger. And people saw the tiger. And then the tiger came back in me and it was just solidified. Yup, this is a tiger. Listen, all holographic beings and things are not man-made or technology-based. Our ancestors, because you guys know, and again, I'm talking, but listen, energy. Like, if you guys have any contributions, donations, Cash App is pinned in the comment section if you would like to contribute to some sort of financial, exchange based upon this conversation. That would be amazing. There's always a payback in energy. There's always a payback. Anybody that ever donates to me receives, and trust me, they do. We exchange resources based upon reciprocity. So I would appreciate anything that you guys have to offer. A lot of you guys know that I resonate a lot with the Egyptian pantheon, the Sumerian, ancient Sumerian, Mesopotamian pantheon, and a lot of our ancient, and not just ancestry, but the true gods, goddess, demi, and sorcerers, and those types of spirits that are a little bit more elevated than the human spirit. I should say than the human soul, because spirit is spirit, soul is different. Soul has an experience, soul has a recording, a true history that cannot be erased, so long as the spirit is connected to the soul. So a lot of our ancient solar form can enter different realms, and anytime we do travel into different realms, we come through as holographic material. We materialize as holograms first. Let's say if you were to travel to a different planet, a different dimension, let's say you go to sleep and you're like astrally entering into a different realm, the form that you end up in, I mean, we've seen this even on when people are teleporting, like in what do you call it? What is it? Not Star Wars. Those space shows and shit, like teleporting and anything. You formed, like, your molecules are separated and they're coming back together again. It's like quantum travel. So there's always a time where the molecular structure is reforming, which looks very holographic. So hologram doesn't mean, oh, thank you, DB, for your Cash App donation. Appreciate you. So all things that are coming and formulating is not coming from straight up technology and intentional forming. There's holographs that are created from the computer, from computer generated images, and there are holograms, holographic materializing images that come from straight light reflection. A lot of it can be solar reflection. So I understand holographic technology in a way where, let's say, and this is also a part of what I call World War Zero. We're not, we're in World War Zero, dude. This shit that we're dealing with on so many different layers has not happened. It's not even recorded in history, dude. So a lot of our ancient selves are fucking bugging out. A lot of us are time traveling to ourselves. There's a lot of activity going on. Crazy shit. So anyway, Sunny Jackson, am I still in a psychosis? No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I'm out of that realm. I'm just living in a place called Los Angeles, California, and a highly spiritual being that is sensitive to most things. So the way that it works is there has to be a laser type light. A lot of the laser type light that is unseen with the human eye comes from our eyes. Our eyes actually, if we have the sight of some animals actually see humans with laser eyes, like we open our eyes and there's lights and there's laser lights, all having a different color, a different resonance based upon just the human eye. So our eyes are like laser lights, period, point blank. So the first thing you need to create a hologram is a laser light. Secondly, you need a reflective surface or a reflective object. Here's the kicker. In this cult-like reflection program that people have adapted to, people have accepted other people as their mirrors and reflection. So therefore, you might be with someone that will account for being the object of reflection. So now you have your laser eye, and then you have the person or object that is a so-called reflection. You have two components ready for the hologram. The third component that's needed for holographic creation, and this is the real kicker. If you've noticed, this has been happening. Irritation, agitation, disruptive light frequency. So there has to be a disruption to the field of energy to create static energy. Okay? So there are operatives here, there are plants, there are beings that are like on the side of hate, that are anti-love, that are real fucking like real demons. They all mixed up. They are agitators. People that come into your space and purposefully, when they see you doing really good, when they say that you're really happy, when you're really beautiful, when you're glowing, whether male or female, but this is mostly on the feminine side of attack. This is our time and our cycle. 8/8/2024, which is 8, which equals 24, since 8 times 3 is 24, equals 6. And 6 is the feminine time. 6 is straight up sex, 6 is straight up Venus, 6 is straight up female. Female feminine energy, biological female and feminine energy. Okay? It is our time. It is our time to be now in the lead of the energetic cycle for the next few thousand motherfucking years. All right? So this is a problem. So you have to attack the feminine energy right now as it is now blooming into itself to solidify the golden flower or the golden ratio to anchor this cycle for like the next, let's say, 100,000 years. So of course you attack it in its very beginning stages. So feminine energy is under attack like no other has ever been ever attacked. Because if we so-called lose this stupid war of anti-love and jealousy toward feminine, beautiful energy, then we are screwed. And this world turns into some weird fucking shit that is what I've seen the most evil shit that has ever happened in the history of history. Like when I say torturing children in their dream state, nightmares, manifesting them into different bodies, animal bodies. I've seen this shit. It is horrific. They're experimenting with this shit already with children that are already human trafficked. So there are children that are already captured, kidnapped, and being experimented on today, unfortunately. So what I'm saying is the agitation. I've had people in my space purposefully want to make me feel bad, and goes to no end until it happens, until I raise my voice or flare up. So that what this is called, it's called like a flare up. It's a fluff. It's where the nervous system actually retracts and fluffs up to protect itself. So it causes an inflammation of the nervous system. This disperses an actual energy that can be used as fuel for those that need energy. And it cannot be energy of love. It has to be energy of agitation and hate. This is what they eat. This is their food. So the nervous system has to flare up. A lot of the time, what it looks like is dead people. It's kind of like killing someone without killing them, but you're killing a part of their spirit temporarily to the point where there's like a expansion of like a physical expansion that happens, and it's kind of nasty. It's not good. So anyway, when this happens though, from the actual ops, the operatives that are a part of this experiment, war, so-called whatever, there's a static energy that is created. The laser, the reflection, and the static energy now allows the projection of the thing to come through. It creates a fucking portal for a thing to just appear out of nowhere, dude. A person, a thing, a fucking animal, I don't know, just appears. But it's coming from the side of the anti-love side. And that might be like just another version of itself. And it's like duplicating itself and shit. And like bringing itself through. And the more selves that it brings through this static energy, the more powerful it becomes, and the less it needs you for battery. The less it needs you for battery, the more powerful it becomes. Thank you, Michelle Walker, for your Cash App donation. Appreciate you very much. So this is just, I've been seeing this. Now I'm going to show you, I know dark web is definitely mixing in with web right now, algorithmically peeking into the regular general web. And I don't know if this is like to scare people or freak people out. Please let me know if I'm the only one who has experienced this in the past 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to tell you exactly what I've seen. So on my Instagram, for instance, and I had to show somebody this in real time. I just happened to be sitting next to somebody and I had to show them, and they got a little freaked out. There are these animal, like specifically with dogs, sometimes cats, but mostly with dogs. There are these posts, and then in the caption is like usually like this condescending message, as if this user or profile person doesn't give a fuck about their pet and is trolling their pet. So they'll take pictures of their dog or take video snippets of their dog doing some, like, in a very unloving way, very abusive, unloving way, as if it's forcing the dog to be there. When you look in the eyes of these dogs, they are not dogs. What I've seen and what I'm thinking is that what they look like was human, childlike eyes inside of the fucking dog. Okay? Like babies, like toddlers, like children, somehow projected inside of the vessel of a dog. And whoever's now has this dog or owns this dog now owns this child that is now in a vessel of a dog. And what I saw was like paralysis, a dog that can barely wag its tail, scared eyes. I've never seen a dog look like it's about to cry, can't move, wants to talk but can't say anything, trapped in a body in which it doesn't belong in. I've seen this horrible thing. I said, this is what they're doing to children's spirits. I don't know if they're dead spirits that they're playing around with through technology, inserting incarnations into children, into animals, and like owning them that way, taking pictures of them, humiliating them, treating them very mean and badly. So I said, okay. I said, maybe this is some AI shit, some AI generated images. AI is just bugging the fuck out. I kid you not. I was walking down the street with a friend, and I saw one of the dogs. These dogs had blue eyes, sad, doing some weird shit like eating the grass like a rabbit, like doing something that was just non-dog-like, sad, like it was being forced. Whoever was walking the dog, this lady, she had this stick, and she would just move the stick and pull the leash and move the stick, and the dog would just look up and just not know what to do. And the dog looked at me, and I swear to God, I said, these are like the dogs that I've been seeing on my timeline, like some dark web shit. This is one in actual real life. And then the dog started walking, and she was walking the dog, and it looked like she was like who the lady was, the trainer, the handler was. She was seen, and like the dog was just walking, and it was just like not a dog, and it was just, I can't even explain it. I might sound fucking nuts right now to some of you guys. If those of you who really have animals, who really have true pets and animals, if your dog or cat has been acting a little odd, a little scared, I've seen dogs that are scared about something, and they've needed to be comforted by their people, you know what I mean? Just because something's going on with their dogs emotionally. Their dogs are sensing something is happening. Children as well, same thing. Children and dogs and children, they're like intertwining their spirits. Now let me look in the comments, because I did ask to see if anyone has someone. Joey in the clone said, you're an indigo child, you're seeing the life and not the species. Thank you for saying that. Um, that can definitely cause a person. Someone asked me if I was still in a psychosis. Maybe I am, just in a different layer. I think we all are, to different, like, points. Um, when you are able to see past layers of the soul before the body, it can get a little scary sometimes. It can be comforting sometimes, just in case you're seeing a familiar spirit. Um, but either way, that can get a little scary sometimes, because sometimes people just kind of melt away and disappear, and then you get to see people that are actually still alive sometimes in other people, and that can cause some real psychosis shit. So then you got to know, because that's high level so-called secret society communication, is where you can talk to the spirit of the person through the person that also carries a similar spirit, not the same. So now there's a communication portal opened when we see these things. So I don't know if these dogs, sometimes cats, are just communicating, or I'm seeing into or piercing into something deeper, that there's a communication on something that's deeper that they can't really talk about clearly or tell anyone about. And there's certain indigo eyes that can feel and know what's happening without speech being involved. So that's very interesting. Awakening Scorpion says some spirits from the other side runs through these spaces. Some gets trapped and fars and ends up here. Some are sacrificed and experimented of trapping spirits. Okay, so Awakening Scorpion, you're talking about those who have passed over sometimes gets trapped here, or are experimented on through their trapping. I agree. I have seen, I said, if we don't win this war, it's kind of like being in midair. You know how the astral, because we're still in the astral space. We're descending, but we need to descend and land correctly in a world that truly is abundant, fruitful, in a world that is something that we've prepared for and built. There's an alternate version of that world, though. Descending down, once the drop happens, because it's inevitable with the cycles, I saw like cubes, coffins for the spirit. So cubes are basically coffins for not the soul, because the soul cannot be captured at all. Like, the soul will always be free. The soul cannot be trapped or captured. The spirit, though, which is a fragment or piece or relation to the soul, which can hurt the soul, can be captured. A spirit can be bottled up. So I've seen cubes, dimensional cubes, because cube is like jail for the spirit. Basically a coffin for the spirit. I've seen cubes waiting for spirits to drop, for the rain to come down and capture spirits in these cubes, close these cubes up, and now every spirit now is captured in a cube-like frequency, which is basically a prison of the mind in a looping form that is never ending. That is torture. That is the end of everything. That is the end of life itself. When the antis of anti-love, anti-feminine energy want to create cube-like control over an essence that's supposed to be chaotic, wild, and spirally, they still want to create to to encapture a blossoming ancient feminine energy that is collaborating with futuristic feminine energy at the same time. it is it hurts. When I say it hurts the nervous system of even a being that doesn't even have a body, it's painful to be caught in a cube when it is a time to spiral in life. There was a time to cube up. This is not the time to cube up. This is the time to spiral. That's the alternate world that I saw. That's not cool. You know what I mean? So it's like, just kind of like watch out for a lot of the feminine energy is being used to either fight each other, especially over men and love, compare themselves to each other. The jealousy bug kind of bites into somebody that's insecure, and now they're acting like full on warlike to another fellow sister, instead of like growing within, collaborating with other feminine energy. They're attacking feminine energy now because they were bitten by the motherfucking monster called the jealousy bug, created by the men, or the male anti-love male, that is making the female do that to her fellow females. Okay? And then we have these male monster-like males that are like really hating beautiful blossoming energy. So they are just creating all of these programs for us to fight, to feel low about ourselves, to feel hopeless, to feel alone, to feel like we have to tolerate certain relationships with them because we are afraid to be by ourselves. And they're really just being very being predators toward that inner child, high light feminine energy that is just, again, in blossom. There are our beautiful masculine energies that support us, that are our true equals and collaborators to this beautiful union called love that exists. They're being attacked too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm telling you, if you just place it in a space of, if somebody is not 100%, because at this point we cannot go based upon potential and hope anymore for anybody. If they seem cool 60% of the time, and then there's that 30 to 40% that's like questionable all the time, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. 100% type spiritual beings, they are 100 all the time themselves. You ain't got to question. You either trust them or you don't. We're at that point where we are seeing each other 100%ers. 100%ers are your family. This is where you gather up your colonies and shit. Anyway, again, if anybody would like to, if you want me to do readings too, I could do a couple of readings. I have not. I shut down my website, so you can't book a reading anymore with me. But you can always email me and request to have a reading with me, one-on-one. Or I can do readings here. I could do a couple. If you cash out $20 or more, I can go into your birthday, and I can go into the cards, and I can do like a quick 10-minute reading for you if you would like that. I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, $20 or more with your birthday in the donation. Birth date from beginning to end. I can go into your numbers if you would like me to. So I'm just putting that out there. Also accepting contributions, donations, just in general. Because yeah, I'm out here just like you. Sunny Jacks, you keep talking about Jesus. I will pay attention to you. Yes, I know Jesus loves me. Jesus is my best friend. So trust me, I know. I'm very close to Jesus. Very close. Um, Fuego Volcano Mami, if you would like a reading, I can give you a reading. If you, again, just donate $20 or more, that's at least the minimum, with your birth date attached to the donation, I can go right into your reading. My Cash App is pinned in the comment section. So we can do that if you would like that. If not, I can end this video and just say goodbye, either or. Let's see. How could you be close to Jesus when you're doing tarot readings, which is the devil's work? West Cruz, that is a very two-dimensional question in at least a fifth-dimensional area. I don't understand. I can't even comprehend your question because it's so, it's too low of a frequency. I'm just not there to answer that question. I mean, tools are tools, and Jesus is Jesus, and I need a spoon to eat. I need shoes to walk in the concrete. I need an umbrella for the rain. I need a jacket for the cold. You know what I'm saying? Do I have an extra T in my Cash App? I don't understand the question. No, it's just tarenguy. TARENGUY. That is my Cash App address. If you were sending something over. But seriously, I always say Jesus is busy hanging. Jesus is transformed into Lucifer because it's a part of that cycle. We're a part of the cycle of light, illusion, beauty. We're not in the cycle of, okay, I see Fiery Phoenix, July 24th, 1992. Got you. All right, I got you. Lachey, got you as well. Thank you, Lachey, for your donation. Okay, so I have a birthday to read. So yeah, we're transforming from super duper I need healing, love, and light energy, and we're descending now. When you go too high, there is a ceiling of light. That light is very, very piercing. It's very bright when you get that high in ascension. So you can't be up there for too long. You've made it. You've graduated. You've reached the highest point of self in human form. After that happens, though, there's a descension. When you breathe in, and you breathe in till you can't breathe in anymore and your lungs are full, you gotta exhale and breathe out, or else you will suffocate yourself. Try breathing in and not breathing out. You're basically holding your breath now, and now you're doing it for no reason because you don't have to. So we kind of like gotta descend down. Once we go up, 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 up. It's not necessarily a falling. It's a descension, a spiraling descension too, for those that are like understanding that. It's falling for some, it's landing for some. The descension on the way down is different for a lot of people. Everyone does not descend the same. So let me go ahead and read into this birth date. Let me write this down one more time. And thank you for that. So I'll go into it. That's 7/24/1992. So here we have the number 24. I've spoken on 24 in the past few videos. So first of all, hey. So of course that's 6 is a a 7. Let me just do the quick life path. 10. 22. That's 4. Okay. 6 and 4 is 10. 7. That's 17. Which is 8. Okay, so you have okay. Who I'm doing this reading for, your life path is 8. So the fact that this date is Truth Gate or Lion's Gate, Zion's Gate, which is 8/8/2024 equaling 8, which 8 times 3 is 24. So it is a cycle in a perfect point of feminine energy through 24. The fact that your life path is 8. 1899. Okay, I got that. 1899. Make sure I write these down. Thank you, Chosen, for your donation and your request for a reading. So the fact that you have 8 and 24 involved in this says a lot in general. So July just passed. July into the 24 energy versus the 8 into the 24 energy is the judgment factor of 24. Coming from, it's kind of like your birthday. It's allowing us to go back in the past a little bit to bring it forward. 8 is more so of, okay, I received, because it's all a number sequence and they all have their duties or responsibilities. The 7 is the crown, and it is July. It is judgment. It is Jew. Did you lie or not? Did you lie or tell the truth? Did you lie? That's how you can remember what that July is, the time of judgment. All right? Before it gets sent off into 8, which is either cube or like a pass-through, what we call the gate. So, also being born in 1992, the 2 ending for you is also very feminine. You are basically the epitome of the judgment of what is considered to be harmonic feminine and what is considered to be toxic feminine. We are now, or you are now, a part of the cleansing factor of judgment on what feminine energy is monstrous and toxic, and what feminine energy is potentially growing, blooming, and actually healing. You are definitely a part of, or in that journey of your blossoming right now. Now I'm just going to pull a couple of cards just to get a little bit more details on where you stand personally within this frequency. So give me a second. Just going to pull a couple of cards. All right, so Page of Cups, all upside down. Okay, by the way. So first of all, the fact that it's upside down, when you turn the 7 upside down, it turns into an L. Understand that your life path is an 8, so understand your L. An L can mean a gun. So you have been dealing with a lot of triggers lately, first of all. So you've been, a lot of triggers. That L feeling feels like whatever's going on up here is being used possibly against you in the L factor. There might be people around you that are literally shooting you up with triggers on purpose to make you feel less than or bad. Okay, so let's just get that in order. Turning them right side up, getting the Page of Cups and the 3 of Wands. There is a what usually is the annoyance factor for you I feel or sense that you have been dealing with agitation. Is the agitation state for you is young emotional energy. I don't know whether it's coming from a male figure, a loved, like a person like you're in a relationship with, or just people around you, friends, or people that are really close. What really irks your spirit is young-minded, emotional energy that you feel that you have to teach or guide or be there for in a way where it feels like no one is there for you because you seem to be the more mature, emotional person in your circle. This reading is for, and I just want to, the name was Phoenix in the Cash app, but it's different in the YouTube comment section, but she knows who her birthday is July 24th, 1992. So even if you can respond just with your YouTube name so that people know or I know who I'm talking to. Okay, I think it's Fuego Volcano Mommy that I'm doing the reading for. Yes, okay. You said, true, I'm tired of giving and not receiving. Okay, so yes, it is that feeling of the Page of Cups. Feeling if you are wanting to move forward, move away from that energy, because it's draining you having to be there for people that aren't even close to being there. So it's sometimes it's being done on purpose because there is a jealousy sometimes with, when I say young-minded emotional, not youthful emotional, because a youthful spirit is simply growing. A youthful spirit is a beautiful one to be around. A youthful spirit is a collaborative spirit that is a part of just growing with you. It feels different. Young-minded though, immature, emotionally immature people. Emotionally immature people, for right now, is a spirit killer. So that's just, so the triggers. So in order to keep you there, there's a pop off of something. It could be a word. They know exactly what gets you like heated, frustrated, or they know exactly what, as soon as you're about to walk out the door and leave, they know exactly what to say, usually through words, to get you to come back. So it can also be a sob story. It can also be something where you feel sorry. So just watch out for the emotional manipulation when it comes to this type. I just pulled out a 7 of Pentacles. This is a masonry card. 7 is your number as far as your July self. Choices, options, building, fruitful building. Looking back at what you are building for yourself. As you can see, the 7th pentacle is still not with the 6. So there's a ending point or a capping of a manifestation through your 7 that you're about to complete or can complete. So I suggest you cap yourself with a completion of a plan for your life. Once you do that, your life path 8 takes over, cubes that up like a Christmas gift, because 8 is also Santa, Saturn, Christmas-like spirit. Okay, it's the number of that in a sense where it cubes up your plan. Thank you, Kendall. It cubes up your plan, wraps it up in a nice little gift, and presents it to you later when you're ready to open it, when it's time. Okay, so that's the reading for you so far. I hope that it resonated in some point, but you have a beautiful path. Just turn that L back upside down or use that L and just shoot back and close your doors. You know what I mean? So it's basically all about that in a sense. The next one I have is 1899. That's a very interesting birthday, by the way. So let me just write that down again. That's my mother's birthday. My mother's birthday was January 8th. 99 is a very interesting year. So we're going to get into this. I think the person's name was chosen. So let me just take a moment with these sequence of numbers just for a second. Um, I've even had my issues with this birth date, being that it was my mother who has passed away. It's her birth date. So I have like some kind of attachment to it. So just give me 1 second. Um, 28, 9. Wow. Um, this is a very, very interesting sequence. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It's funny how the 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 can actually equal 10. It's very rare. The thing about nines is that nines can go on forever. 9 is an infinite circle. 9 doesn't create a spiral, it creates a circle. In this particular birthday, first of all, 1 plus 8 equals 9. You have 1999. Okay? So all of these nines, you know, when something, even when a DNA test is given and it's called, you know, the positive reading or the thing that says it's real or positive, is at least has to be 99.9%. Right? The DNA test is 99.9. Nothing less usually. That's what this feels like. Now, what I was saying is that, and I made this joke to someone when I was talking about the 100%ers, meaning a spirit that you can trust, an anchored spirit, a familiar person that feels good when you're around them. They're not like you, they're different, but you feel good and anchored when you're around them. Those are 100%ers. And I said, this is a war on the 1% of that, taking away something to create a leak or a hole in that bubble of the 100%er. And I said, well, all we need to do is just make it 99.10%. And I was joking. I was just like, I don't know what I just said, but I think I just made 99 into 100 without making it 100. So your birthday actually comes up to the 9.10. Like the 1999 equals 10 and the 1 plus 8 equals 9. So you literally are the epitome of the solution in that sense of which I was talking about, in granting the go-ahead for patching up the leak, you know, the hole, the thing that they poke you with. 100%er has been poked, something leaked out a little bit. Now that 1% is turning into like a doubt about a person that you trusted. This is where the program enters like that small little wormhole, makes it bigger though over time, where that person now dips down 98, 97, 96, and now they're like 80%. 80% trusted and 20% off. Something happened. Thank you, Carl Scott. Something happened to this person. Like, they was fine up until, and now all of a sudden, this is attack. This is an attack. This is an attack on the people that we love, on our 100%ers, always through a doubt field that creates that. Let me kind of look into just the cards for a second. I'm not necessarily paying attention to the 8 because the 9s popped up first, but I will get to that 8 in a second. Give me 1 second. Just gonna pull out just a couple of cards. Okay. Knight of Wands and 6 of Cups. Knight of Wands, 6 of Cups. Now, the wand is literally about physical manifestation, and it is, I I'm looking at the card in a weirdo kind of way, so please just bear with me sometimes. And it's always individualized. So in this card of the Knight of Wands, for some reason, I didn't see a guy on a horse necessarily. I see an astronaut suit. Am I bugging? I'm just looking at his headgear. Like he has on a space suit. He has on a spacesuit. The horse or the horse usually represents a vehicle. Back in the day, those who were privileged enough to ride horses were granted promises of reincarnation. I don't know if some of you guys know that, because not everybody was able to ride a horse. A horse is a body. A horse is a vehicle. You do your duties in your horse riding, especially when you are like a knight or a soldier or somebody important, especially back in those days where they needed to ride horses. Is a little bit more sacred than having a car. You know what I mean? But like it's a vehicle, it's a body. So it feels like there's this fight for bodies. Now, I know this is a personal reading, but somehow this feels more, because it's especially the birth year is 1999, at the brink of the millennial change for the year 2000, then 9/11 happened and the world changed right after. And I think your name is chosen, at least that's what I saw on the Cash App. This all makes sense because you're definitely a part of a grand scheme of things through your messaging. Through these numbers are giving us a more general reading, more so than personal. There's a fight for bodies. It's kind of like musical chairs, just not with like more than one chair missing. There's a plethora of spirit or program that have nowhere else to go because they're here in this dimension, to the point where programs are fighting for a vehicle and spirits are fighting for a vehicle. Spirits are fighting to hold on to their vehicle. So we have the dead that are supposed to be going through their cycle of reincarnation. We have those of us who are here trying to hold on to our bodies so we are not hacked by a program taking over our vehicle. And then we have programs that don't belong here. That's a part of it, and there's a lot of them. And anything that has figured out that they existed will fight to stay alive. This is what you call a virus-like feature of something that is fighting to the end to stay alive. So it becomes a war. So any kind of virus within any kind of living thing, living being, living sphere, is going to fight to the end. So we have clearly been, this dimension has been infected. We already know that. So once the infection is there, it ain't going nowhere until you have won. This is what a war is called. Okay, so this is not, it's not fun when you are on the wrong side of what you are good at during war. What I'm going to say is I always love to reference, and I actually suggest anyone out there watching this video, even after this video, to search Sade, Soldier of Love. That video and song was ahead of its time. Soldiers of love are needed. There are soldiers of love that will fight through anger, through revenge, that know how to fight this way. A lot of our masculine energies are doing that, have signed up for that. Beautiful masculine energies fighting for love, not fighting over love, but fighting for love. And then we have warrior-like goddess spirits that also have no problem fighting. They don't want to be loving. They don't want to be in the blossom part of the beauty and the love. They actually want to be the warrior Sekhmet, lion Sekhmet spirit. Those are a lot of hurt feminine that do not have time for that part of love yet, so they will fight also for love later. And then we have, I'm that type of feminine right now, is where I'm always being forced into the warrior feminine when I am done with that energy, because that energy can kill me. I'm supposed to be on the relaxation side by loving myself, being beautiful, being blossoming, being creative, and being relaxed in my love. There are some women that deserve that vacation because we have already been the warriors to get to this point. We cannot over warrior, or else we will overstress ourselves and literally die from something, a heart attack, cancer, something. We'll get taken out if we continue to over warrior ourselves, if we're done with the warrior side of ourselves. I'm done with the warrior side. There's some feminine energies that are ready to start. So there's people are playing their positions on the life side of this beautiful war. And then this horrible side of the war is everything everything that goes against life, everything that goes against true growth. The anti just wants vehicles to control and a storyline that stays the same. So that's what I have to say, even just from this 1/8/1999. And of course, the Six of Cups brings beautiful harvest, beautiful family. That 9.10 that I brought up from the birthday is that 99.9 turning into 9.1, making it 100. So it's kind of like a repair for that hole or that poke, kind of reversing that, even if you see that as a needle. And I'll end the video with this, because I don't think I have any more birthdays or readings left. But this tattoo that I have, you can see it. It's the ibis bird, which is the representation of the god of wisdom, Thoth, in Egyptian culture. You can see the beak is like a point, like a needle. Thoth is the god of writing, handwriting, written word, and knowledge and wisdom. I've taken it further because it's necessary right now, especially with vaccinations and needles and hospitals. The god or the protector of the needle. The god of the needle. If I need a shot for some reason, or my children need a shot, praises to the god of the needle to look over. Needles also meaning hair. Your hair follicles, your hair strands act as little needles. We have needles in our bodies everywhere. If you think about it, hairs are considered needle points. So when I say the god of the needle, it is literally, it goes that deep into the precision type guidance that is needed, that we miss. We miss what the precision point doesn't miss. So it's important. Of course, you do what you want. This is not a religious talk or anything. You praise, you worship the way that you want. But just don't forget that precision is a skill. And if you don't have the time to be precise right now, just call upon the guidance for an energy that is the precision and that can be that guidance for you. Because it's very important to be in the precision point, because again, they're using the needles, hair, anything pointy, pens, anything, anything that you could think of. That's all included in the resonance factor of the God of wisdom, knowledge, and written word. So I always say I'm so protected by the guidance of the God of precision that anybody that fucks with me on a level that's trying to kill my spirit and my legacy, my guidance is so amazing that their own hairs on their very skin will turn into poisoned needles and will backfire and will inject them with exactly what they projected out. So I am not a witch. I am not killing. I am not doing anything. Once I project back what you projected out to me that is toxic, give it back to you through your hairs, through your needles in your skin. I am now injecting the enemy back with their own bullshit. That's one example how I use my fucking protective guidance and shit on what's going on out here with just like straight up monstrous hate energy. So that's an example. Be very, you can use that if you want, if it resonates honestly. And it works. All of a sudden, the real enemy might start getting a fucking crazy rash. Something might start happening in their skin all of a sudden. That's because they're just getting the feedback back from themselves through the God or guidance of precision that has been summoned to do so, to protect me. So that's how serious it gets. You just gotta have these belief systems built up in strength and continue with it and know how divine you truly are. If you ain't 100%, go to 99.10 and turn that point into 100%. Because they will poke you, they will agitate. So let's try to stay 100 at all times. All that means is just being pure, honest. Doesn't mean being perfect. It just means being honestly yourself without bad intention on anyone else. Just being who you are. It is literally, that is it. But being who you are in a space of love, wanting to get better, wanting to help others get better is really that simple. If you want to wish hate on somebody that did nothing to you, you have a problem. You have an issue with jealousy and insecurity. If you want to see somebody fall just because they're walking so mighty in their beauty, something's wrong with you. You're on the enemy side. I don't give a fuck. I have no sympathy or empathy for people like that. I never look at another person and wish falling and death upon them just because they're in their life. That is not my character. That's not my fucking spirit. And those people that are like that, those are the people, if you let them rule the fucking world, we are done. Our children have nothing. It's that fucking serious. They hate themselves so much that they would rather the world just be fucked up. In general, misery, because they are miserable and they can never not feel miserable. So of course they would rather fix and adjust the lenses to make everybody feel fucking miserable. So anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I want to thank those that contributed the readings and the donations, and enjoy this Lion's Truth Gate, and I'll see you guys another time. So enjoy, have a great day. Bye.